national issues. First of
Definitely
all,
for country and for God.
right, thank you so much, Prof. First of all, I believe you are in the States. You've heard of what is happening. Yesterday, Ofori-Atta appeared before an immigration judge pending his redetermination matter in connection with his request for bail. Is now being accosted in ICE detention. The whole situation arose out of the fact that he was put in detention by ICE and other officials, reliably informed that with the participation of the Federal Bureau of Investigation, that's the FBI, is in place in custody as a result of a revocation of his visa. I believe you've been monitoring events until yesterday. Back here in Ghana, we've had a pressure group called Arise Ghana. They have picketed the U.S. Embassy here in Ghana, demanding the immediate return of Ofori-Atta back to the shores of Ghana. This raises a whole lot of questions. Where does this lead us as a country? Questions are rising. What is the accountability? People are asking for accountability within the public space. A governance expert, how are you reading the whole scenario? What is currently happening?
Thank you very much, and greetings to your viewers and listeners everywhere in the world. It is a paradox, and Ofori-Atta himself is at a crossroad. If you trace the genealogy of this whole thing, somebody who lived in America here, worked at Wall Street, came back home, had a data bank. Ofori-Atta, when he spoke at an event, will have a standing ovation. He raised funds for Nanado. He became, who he was. And in the end, he's supposed to come back home and face accountability. If you look at what is happening now, our Ofori-Atta, Ofori-Atta, his name is now 720. That is the number given to him in a detained Caroline facility in Virginia. And it's a very sad state to see him go through such a thing. I don't know who his advisors are or who his lawyers are, but I've followed everything. And clearly you can see that he's ill-advised. Why? Because once the FBI comes into any case in US, it means that it is beyond the states. So FBI comes in and it's a serious case. Just an expiration of your staying in America will not bring the FBI. That's a fact. There are many students, there are many individuals who have come here, they have married, they have reapplied to get alien status, and that has not been approved. But you cannot be having the FBI coming in. At worst, you will be deported to go back home. Now, in his case, the likeliest event that might have happened is the extradition that might have kicked in. And that is why yesterday he went to court. But I remember he asked that the situation, his lawyers asked that his case should be held in camera. What it means is that nobody's supposed to hear what is happening. Remember, Victor Smith, the Ghana ambassador to US, decided to go there and seek audience for him, and he declined that offer. It means that he don't want anybody to listen to his case. And we've also been told that he fears coming home, that there's an apprehension he might not be treated well. History might repeat itself. We know what happened to J.B. Dankwa and his father, Ofori-Atta's father. J.B. Dankwa died in jail. So maybe he's afraid of something that has happened in the family before that will happen to him. Whatever the case might be, the Arise Ghana have the right to demonstrate against Ofori-Atta coming in. And of course, the American embassy in Accra is an American property, even though it's in Ghana soil. So that demonstration, and I watched the Arise Ghana demonstration that they will even sleep over until Ofori-Atta is brought back to Ghana. I would advise Ofori-Atta that Ghana, all those who went in, he was accused of other people. They have been billed within just 48 hours, 24 hours, and they are home. They will go and come back. But after almost 9 days now in ICE detention, it's not a good thing.
From the governance perspective, there's also concerns at the back of all that is happening The minority in parliament, the minority caucus in the parliament, they are demanding immediate dismissal of the Minister for Foreign Affairs, Samuel Okudzeto-Ablakwa, for what they describe as diplomatic failures, and they are making certain demands on the part of government. From your perspective as a governance expert, these issues, if you box everything together, what relations are we striking between the USA and Ghana at the back of the calls and the demands that were made by the minority caucus in parliament?
I don't know what is happening to the minority, and there is a Pandai election, by-election, that is still pending at court, and we have Ablekuma East, that there's also, I think March 3rd, there's going to be an election, a by-election, because the MP there passed away. Why MPP is not, focusing on these political issues, but they are concentrating on Ofori-Atta's issue for diplomatic, whatever they call it, it's neither here nor there. Sami, the Minister of Foreign Affairs, is one of the best performing ministers in His Excellency John Dramani Mahamad's administration. And you can tell that there's no relationship between Ofori-Atta's issue and our diplomacy. There's no correlation, then there's no causation. So diplomacy didn't cause his arrest. There's no relationship between his arrest and diplomacy, and there's no correlation. So why they are linking it to his dismissal? Because he hasn't done anything wrong. In fact, before Ofori-Atta will come to Ghana by US law, ICE will have to deal with him first. The Immigration and Custom will have to deal with him first. Let me say something that is funny. When I was coming, I came on Christmas Day. And when I reached Minnesota, Minnesota is going through a lot because ICE is here in Minnesota, and a 37-year-old woman was shot last week. So I'm told that Friday coming, the whole of Minnesota will go on demonstration against that ICE presence in Minnesota. But when I got to the airport, Minnesota airport, I bought meat pie. And I didn't know that the meat pie, the woman added 3 to, I bought 25 pieces of meat pie because my family likes it. But the woman added 3 as a gift. And I didn't know. But that additional 3 had some meat pie in it. Like meat in it. I think it's corned beef or so with some vegetables. And you are not supposed to bring fruits or vegetables or seeds to America or meat. So as soon as I got to the airport, and I've never seen that before, I saw the canine dogs and all those coming. I said, "Oh, Prof, you're welcome." And the dog was coming close to me, and I said, "Boy, do you need anything?" And they said, "Will you step aside?" So I stepped aside and I asked the custom and immigration officers, "What's wrong?" And they said, "We need to check your bag." And I said, "For what?" They said, "Well, there's something that the law, that you're not supposed to bring here." So they opened my bag and then straight, they picked the 3 extra meat pie with the corned beef and then the vegetables in it. And they said, it's about 63 grams. You're not supposed to bring it. So there's an instant fine of $1,000. And I said, what? He said, yes, instant fine of $1,000. I'm saying this because immigration has been so strict in US, everything has changed. So $1,000, and I said that I'll go to court rather. And they said that, well, Prof, you might go to court in Washington. So I was thinking about, how do I go to court in Washington and then, flight to Washington, get a hotel and everything. I decided to ask them for, what can we do? And they said that if you pay the fine now, we will see what we can do to you. Just give it $300. And I pleaded further. I stayed there for over 2 hours and I ended up paying $175. I said this to mean that immigration and everything have changed in America. Trump came trumpeting on immigration, cracking down on immigration, and exactly so, because if you look at the Somalis population in Minnesota, what is happening there, they found about 37 million of cartel, how people created daycare and they were collecting money, right, federal help, but there was no daycare. It was a cartel behind it. And some of the criminal things that some of these immigrants have been doing, of course, I have taught in 5 different universities, and most of the universities that I taught, I'm the only black professor there. You know, they see us differently. So your character should show. Let your life shows.
Right.
But we've not seen that happening here. And I think that moving forward, we have to know that the Ministry of Foreign Affairs has nothing to do with Ofori-Atta's issue. So when the minority want to place a blame, they should place it on accountability, not on Sami Okuyeto's office.
Right. Prof, please hold for me. I'll come back to you for much more, better particulars. Please hold for me. I'm coming back in studio. Remember, you've heard the summation. He's a governance expert, and he's raised issues, from different angles. The current development, people are calling for, accountability within our public space. Meanwhile, the other side of the divide sees this as persecution and the rest. I don't know how you are monitoring the situation in the camp of the CPP.
Yeah, well, this kind of Ofori-Atta issue, people should have it at the back of their minds that whenever you serve, there is also another angle to the service. After you served, there is accountability. I don't know why people think that after you have served the nation and there is a need for the nation to, or the state to call you back for you to be accountable is a big deal. I don't really understand where the big deal is. It's like in the past we've only politicized this with the NDC. It's good for boots. Yeah. You do me, I do you. But it is not so. Look, you said as a finance minister, and that ministry is in charge of all the fiscal and monetary policies in this country. And come with me, all the financial transactions that went on the last 8 years, you were directly in charge. So of course, when there are issues with some of the contracts and there are issues about financial issues, of course they'll call you. So I don't see the big deal there. Now, within the NPP themselves, a lot of them have been going for accountability. The last time, I think last year, Napo came out to say that, look, he has been called severally, but nobody hears it on a very quiet note. They call him, he goes to Yoko, he goes here, he goes there. There's nothing wrong with that. If your hands are clean and you think that you have done nothing wrong, when they invite you, you have to go and show them the facts, that these are the facts. But the way Honorable Ken Ofori-Atta is behaving, it supposes that there's something wrong somewhere. Because if I know I am clean, I have done nothing wrong, and you're inviting me to the police station, you're inviting me to Yoko, I will show up there without any fear. But the way he's behaving is straightforward. You see that he's not comfortable facing accountability. And that is the notion that we, guardians of the public is now, having. Because look, you are not the only one. A lot of your colleagues have been called. A lot of them. Most of the ministers, they have been called to Yoko, to a special prosecutor, to CID. So you alone cannot be an exception. Fine, initially when this issue started, they said he was not feeling well. They have to bring medical reports and those things. And after all said and done, everybody knows that now you are not in the hospital, you are okay, you are fit. When you went with ICE detention, they did a medical checkup on you and they said you were fit. For purpose, meaning that you can even travel and come back to your motherland, Ghana. The concern he is raising, that he is scared that he would not be treated well, it is normal. But you see, in the first place, he had the first instances that they wanted you, you should have showed up. When you showed up, they would have granted you bail. That is the worst case scenario, as Prof was saying. Don't grant you bail. The only politicians that had issues were with the bail terms, if you could remember, that of Woon to me and the rest. But bail terms, lawyers will tell you, it is based on the crime that you are charged with. They look at the quantum of money involved and they compare it with other things before they come up with the value. So far, those were the only challenges we had, where people feel that their bail terms were too high. So some of them even went back to court to negotiate. It came down. So it's rule of law.
You don't think that would generate into fear?
Oh, well, I don't see that to be fear. Because there is no. I don't think the bail condition will be so outrageous that how do you call it? Honorable Ken Ofori-Atta and his family cannot.
The argument that people have espoused is that
yes,
he has showed bad faith.
Very. That's what I was
the issues about
yes,
the bail conditions.
Sure.
And maybe perhaps at the back of his mind, he thinks that might be an arena to hold him because of this. You realize it's a challenge.
It's a challenge.
Raise concerns
of course. Because if you meet a judge looking at your history, he can give you a very serious, how do you call it?
But that's even predetermination.
No,
within
because
the public,
what it is that
system.
the judge will be looking at issues that, look at how difficult it took us to bring you here. Look, we've done what it is. We've written, we are extradition, what and what, but still you were adamant. So when you come in, any normal judge, he finds it very difficult to give you a very lenient bail condition, because the presumption is that when you leave us, it will be very difficult to get you back. Because there are people, when they give them bail, they take their passports. You know that, because there's the tendency that they are flight risk. You see? So in this case, when he comes back, one of the things I foresee is that they might take his passport as one of the conditions for the bail. Because they feel that such a person, when he goes outside the country, bringing him back, look at how we are all struggling to bring him back. You understand? So for me, he has shot himself in the foot. When he was not feeling well in the past, he was very patriotic to come down to even read budgets. And everybody saw glaring that, oh, Honorable is not feeling well. But he came down to show that he loved this country. And he was able to read budgets and went about his job. But right now, you are feeling okay. You had issues with your health, you sorted that out. Now we want you to come and face accountability. I don't think this should be a problem. As Prof said, I don't know who has advised Detention of Ofori-Atta not to show up. If I were him, I would have shown up the earliest time after my medical issues. I would have reported. And if he did that, by now, we will not have all this hula baloo on this issue. And in fact, some groups of the NPP are feeling very bad with this issue, because they feel that what you are doing, you are trying to tell the public that there's something hidden somewhere. It means we did something whilst we were in power. That is how they are feeling. That if our whole finance minister doesn't want to show up, it means that you are trying to tell Ghanaians that no, I don't want to show up because there are things hidden. But that might not be the case. So show up. A lot of them have, poured out their frustration. Why he's still holding on, he doesn't want to show up. Show up, you say you are clean. Why not? It's rule of law. And with this dispensation, I don't think that if Detention of Ofori-Atta's hands are clean, they will concoct anything against him. Never. Right. So he should come out and defend himself.
Okay. Also in the studio here with us is Alex Mate. He's a former parliamentary candidate for the new NPP in the Nimbo Pram constituency. Honorable, good morning.
Good morning.
Thanks for your time. It's been a while.
Yes.
And Happy New Year to you as well.
Happy New Year to you too.
Right. Okay.
You know, I've been away for some time.
Yes, you indicated. Welcome back home.
Thanks.
You were cooling off. His party is in opposition. He's cooling off.
I will not respond to you.
That was on the other side. All right. So, you are in the NPP fold. Don't you think that the current happenings got to do with Detention of Ofori-Atta might affect the party's chances, even the party's popularity, going forward? What are you reading into all that is happening?
Thank you very much, Dave. Thank you very much. And let me say good morning to all the people listening and watching us at this moment. When it comes to this issue of Detention of Ofori-Atta, personally, I feel so bad about the issue. But I look at what are the causative, what are the causes, and what are which are the reasons for the reactions. We heard first time from special prosecutor that they were looking for Detention of Ofori-Atta. They wanted him to come down. The issue is, as I sit here now, I don't even know what are the charges against Detention of Ofori-Atta.
There are 78 charges.
What are they? What are they? They said there are 78 charges. What are they? What are the key charges? At least, let's be able to even list two. What are they? Okay. To me.
Agreements, physical indiscipline. So there are so many.
You see, some of these things, I see them as tie and true. When you go into our local settings, our various indigenous settings, especially we the Gandangwis, when you go into our settings, when they say tie and true, you understand what it means. You see the thing tied nicely and going to be thrown, but within it is not anything nice. Because when you say Ofori-Atta should come and face whatever charges or whatever it is, what might have even caused, if I were Ofori-Atta, I ask myself, why would I travel and wouldn't want to come back? Then I ask myself, but Ofori-Atta went away, and at the blind side of everybody, state went to ransack his house. You see, some of the actions we take as state, we might have case.
Was that illegal?
Is it legal?
It's legal depending
Is it
if they have a warrant.
If you have a warrant and
Search warrant.
search warrant.
So if you have search warrant to search somebody's house, you go and even destroy the person's CCTV cameras if you are doing things legal.
Oh, the cameras were destroyed?
Yes.
And that was extreme. That was extreme.
Yes.
You can't
I'm
do that.
surprised you don't know.
No, I didn't know that they've destroyed cameras there.
Then that's strange.
No. I was even
Is it your
concerned about
word
the Rambo
against-
style.
It is not word.
I was concerned.
When we finish, you can
The
just find
footages
out.
are in there.
Yeah.
I was not happy with the Rambo style they even entered the house.
Thank you. Because
Because if you have a warrant.
if the state wants Ofori-Atta, I don't think his house is a representation of Ofori-Atta. Unless we decide that, okay, if Ofori-Atta is there, then we are taking over his house. So some of the things we do when we are in power, I think citizens should be telling governments that, no, these things you do don't help anybody. Because in actual fact, Ofori-Atta is a person who was a finance minister. It wasn't his wife, nor was it any of the couches or the various items in his house. So definitely, if we handle these things with civility and diplomacy, I don't think even Ofori-Atta will even have even an excuse in the US to say that when I go, I feel my house, my life is in danger. For him to get about 3 months after his documents have expired, for US to even contain him in the US for about 3 months.
No,
It wouldn't even have happened.
No, it was revoked.
It ends up to the same thing,
Yeah.
that he's
So that was expired, I think, in February or March.
not a legal immigrant
In the
US now.
Yeah.
For US to even accept that he should be there from now up to April for them to look further into his case. Like, at the time they revoke his visa, they would have sent him back. But because of these things, you've given him the excuse to stay on. So when state is also not behaving well, citizens must speak to state that, no, we don't want to go this way. Because when you go this way and this man end up not coming, whatever we might have lost will be gone down the drain, and it will be at our loss. So when the state doesn't behave well, or government doesn't behave well, we have to put it to government that, no, we can't be doing these brute things every now and then. I remember when Honorable ATTOH and his people were facing court issues. Honorable ATTOH and his people were all given even self-recognized bail. They were going about their daily duties. They only appear in court when it is time to appear.
Now, you know there's a difference between those two.
That is...
He was a member of parliament, and you know the rules. When somebody is a
Brother,
member of
I don't
parliament,
want you to...
and the person,
I don't want you
no
to
problem.
interject me, because I'm here when you spoke.
So
Yeah, you realize when you were speaking, I took my pen and paper.
they are two different things.
Yeah, I don't want... Let's do it
No
nicely.
problem, no
yeah.
problem. You
Because
continue.
I know this program is being watched all over Africa.
Sure.
So please, let us give them
problem,
that
no
respect.
problem.
Thank you. So seriously, if you see that, and all that happened, Honorable ATTOH went through all the legal system. He was acquitted. Nobody harassed him. Nobody went to his house to ransack his house. Nobody harassed him. Nobody took him to custody and asked for the whole of heaven as a bail condition until he gets it before he's released all these things, because some of the bail conditions I've just calculated, $72 million. This bail condition, there is nowhere in the world that anybody will be asked.
$72 million.
Yes.
Where?
For who?
For
somebody was given
Ghana?
800 million as bail condition.
In Ghana? Here?
Yes, in Ghana. The National Service people.
No, it does not have to. I forgot
800
to.
million.
Let me
Yeah.
find a figure for you.
We'll check.
Yeah, 800 million. No, I mean the numbers I know is what I'm working with. Yeah, and when I decided to just divide it by 11 to a dollar, and I got $72 million. In which part of this world do we ask this as a bail condition? Hey, but even when somebody, even an American, you ask him that his bail condition is even $1 million. It's hell. So the way we do things here, the corporates might be wrong in a certain way, but we, the state too, is also not behaving well. So for me, for where I sit, I am not, my interest also is that anybody who serves must account for his service.
It was 623, then it was reduced to 120.
It was 800, it came to 623.
So 623, they went to
It started from 800,
so
and it came to 623 before it came to 123. Yes. So I know what I'm talking about.
Even 123 is
Yes.
so high.
Yeah. You see, because as a state, anybody within the state, we should be able to hold the person. So why do we have to ask this amount of money?
It's in the bosom of the judge to look at the case.
Brother, let us not weaponize the judges.
No, we are not.
Let us not,
that's
because for somebody to come from 800, then the judge will say that he should pay 623. This is what is in his bosom.
Another judge also say 123. So
I'm coming. A judge will say 623. We have to let the people we have given the powers of the state to, that they are supposed to use the powers of the state fairly and rationally and humanely, because every citizen has certain rights. Because if you ask 1, 2, 3, if you ask 1, 2, 3, then it means you will keep me for the next 10 years. You see, you have not even gone into my case, so just because of bail condition, you are going to punish me. Maybe by the time we finish my case, I might even been acquitted and discharged. But because of bail condition, which is somebody's, which people do it out of their anger. Most of the bail conditions we hear, it is because how somebody perceives somebody and feels angry with the person, so they have to do it that way to punish the person. I don't think it is right, and this kind of attitude is what is bringing up issues like Ofori-Atta that we are talking about. So as a state, we should tone down whatever crime or whatever errors or whatever corruption somebody has undertaken. We should have that coercive power of the state to make sure that the person is given all the right as a citizen, but the state too will definitely focus on retrieving whatever it has to retrieve without any razzmatazz.
All right, so you
okay, just a quick one. I don't know if my brother also served in the last administration. You say former parliamentary, I don't know if you served. Are you by this saying that you yourself, if you were in service then, and you were called upon,
I get to ask.
No, because
he's taking over from you.
It's okay. What Ken is doing, which I find very problematic.
No. Did you hear what I said?
No, I was listening so well.
I said that.
He didn't say it directly, but from the arguments he has laid down, it means that what the state has done is rather the thing pushing the guy not to show up.
No, that doesn't mean that. I even said that everybody who serves must be ready to account. I have made that statement.
And you also carried on to say that.
I said that the state, which is going to oversee the accountability, must also behave in a very
My own is that
way.
across the political divide, we should have a common position on this. That whoever, as far as we are ready to serve, accountability there.
I've been taking my time.
No, man, you finish though. No, you finish though. You finish though. You finish though.
I'm coming to a point that the professor you spoke to.
Yes, please.
He said that the MPP must focus on by-elections coming and not be entangled with diplomacy issues. I thought you have asked him further question, because definitely the MPP is not a narrow person. You can't say that we should only be thinking about by-election. When things are happening that would dent the image of the country to the international community, the MPP has the full right to talk about it.
What things are happening that you think might dent the image of the country? Is that the reason why you think the minority call or demand holds?
The minority call was not purposely because of Ofori-Atta.
Yes.
Their call has to do with the behavior of the foreign affairs minister. It started from not long after he was appointed. The way he even go on in banter with other people representing other countries. I think in our life we have even never seen any of our foreign ministers dabbling into that kind of behavior.
It's a reset in the sector.
What is that?
Things must be done right.
What is that?
You know.
So reset, that is where you throw diplomacy to the dogs and you will be in the banter. And look at recently the letter he even wrote with regards to Venezuela. The letter he wrote to
yes. Anything wrong with that?
Did you read the letter? Did you see the words he used?
I don't know. Are you putting it in context or what?
Why is it Fiero? What do you mean?
Okay,
all right. Okay, so let me
also come in there.
Hold on. Let him.
I'm trying to get the letter.
Once you do that,
we see the letter. I'm seeing the donation of the letter. I'm seeing it.
Oh, okay.
Let's connect through and speak to.
Oh yes.
So that's you.
It's your orientation.
Yeah. So if we have problem with it, we should be able to.
Let's go over and speak to Professor Sari. He's been on Zoom for a while. Good morning. Can you hear me? Hello, Prof. If we can get Professor Sari back online, let's go over and speak to. Is Professor Sari online? Okay. All right.
But I'm retrieving the letter to justify my case.
All right, Zila, gentlemen, hold on. Let's go to the American embassy, to the premises of the American embassy, and gauge what is happening, within the vicinity. Because Arise Ghana, they've declared 2 weeks, picketing the U.S. embassy to find out exactly, how they will respond to Ken Ofori-Atta's issue. Zila is standing by. Zila, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Hello, Zila. Right.
Hello.
Right. So give us an update. What is currently happening at the U.S. embassy, the premises?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, go on.
Okay, so currently we are at the U.S. embassy where the picketing has happened by Arise Ghana, and we've seen some leading members of Arise Ghana currently here. So we can see their banner as they were since yesterday. And then we have some of their members here as well. And we're happy to see you out here. Then we have Mr. Monad Bena, a leading member as well. So we are going to just ask him a few questions. And yesterday, hello, can you hear me?
Proceed, I can hear you.
Yes. So yesterday we had the adjournment of Ken Ofori-Atta's issue. We want to know your opinion on that. And then at Arise Ghana, what's your next step? What steps are you taking towards that? And will you still continue the picket until April 27th?
Okay. Background tells the story that again has looted our nation, and we don't care whatever attacks people are leveling against us. We are Embassy of the United States of America in Ghana, and we are facing no challenges whatsoever in our protest. And so far, I think that the police service and the United States themselves more professional. And so we are here. Hopefully Friday, we'll then present it to the embassy on Friday. After whether we will continue or we will down and on the petition. But so far, there's not doubt for the United States of America. We are not interested whether it's possible or what we are saying is that we have to use them. We don't want any terrible examples about someone. It's shocking. And another country decided.
Zila, can you let him, change his position? There's a break in sound. If you can hear me.
I can hear you. Hey, I can hear you.
Okay, yes, go on.
And so we are doing this so that when it is proven that the crimes that we have accused him of are true, my personal position is that why do you have to go and put him in prison? Collect all the things that he has looted, charge it to pay more. Then we can enjoy our life. Anything short of that would be problematic for us.
So you are picketing for the extradition of Ken Ofori-Atta. So yesterday there have been lots of series of concerns. People were asking, why didn't you pick up or organize any picketing for Sedenam to be back or Tamaflu, Sedeman Tamaflu?
She was in Ghana. Was only during that Sedena was not in Ghana. Then right. So it's like people just want to equalize. In any case, who said that we are opposed to Sedena coming to Ghana? But for now, it is Ken whose crimes are more abominable than Sedena's crimes.
Right.
Sedena, when she is, she knows that she is in jail and that she has been sentenced. And now I am told that she is being given to the Ghana embassy, so she will come. But Ken is still trying to play tricks and theatricals so that she can avoid lawful trial.
Right.
She should come home, face trial.
Right.
Innocent, that's his client's partners.
Okay.
This is the place to come.
All right, so we'll make more time and then touch base. But if Bernard can hear me, let me ask him one question, Zila.
One question.
Bernard, yesterday's outcome, I'm talking about the hearing before the immigration judge, that move of adjourning the case till April, does it change your position?
So yesterday's adjournment of Ken case to April 27th, does it change your position?
No. Battling for whether the U.S. will give him permanency or president. What we are asking for is for him to come and face criminal charges. They are two opposite issues. So then Ken will come and go through the process. The Ghana government can release him to come back to the UN. Come and go through the trial. So once he's here, or he's taking the hands of the United States of America. So it's not something that we think that they are substitute. Ken coming to Ghana has nothing to do with whether he has overstayed visa, whether he has for extension, whether he wants to become a president of the United States of America. Why is Ken suddenly?
Okay, Zila. Okay. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. That was a roving reporter, Zila Sendu, who is also joining the Arise Ghana movement, who are picketing the U.S. Embassy in Ghana, demanding the immediate return of Ken Ofori-Atta back to Ghana. Now, let me come back in studio. And so those are shots coming in. These are live visuals from the premises or the vicinity of the U.S. Embassy here in Accra. And you see some huge, not huge, but quite sizable number of security personnel there, just trying to ensure that the whole thing goes somewhere. And these guys are well organized. You can see the banners and everything. Now let me continue with you, Alex.
Okay.
You are trying to make a point.
Yeah, I think I've listened to, before I come back to my point, I've listened to Mr. Bernard Mona, and he said that somebody, your reporter asked him, why didn't they picket for extradition of Sedinam Tamaklo, but Ken Ofori-Atta? And he was saying that it is Ken Ofori-Atta now. But you and I know that Sedinam Tamaklo's case came before Ken Ofori-Atta.
But the two situations are different.
Yeah, they are different, but one came like so many years before Ken Ofori-Atta. So if the situations are different, it's all the same because it all bordered on corruption. The two cases that we are worried about is corruption. One has even been convicted several years. You didn't do any picketing. Somebody is only accused. That one you are doing picketing.
It's your government that convicted her, and you didn't proceed with
somebody
has come in and has brought it. Why don't you give commendation?
You know, when we talk of conviction, you know it is not the government that convicts.
But who?
It's not under your regime. It is the judiciary that convicts. And judiciary, they are apolitical.
You and I know that all this can't happen without an extension of government's arm, right?
All
that I'm saying is that it happened under a certain jurisdiction.
Yes.
So that's
so that ends it. Once somebody is convicted under the government, when the government is no more, that is the end of it.
Yeah. So I
thought government is continuous.
Yeah. So she's been found, right? Yeah. So
what the core of the issue is the principle,
right,
that you are fighting corruption. There are two corrupt identities. The one happened even before the other. So even if you want to be seen as fair, you rather have to even picket for the two to be extradited. But to say you are picketing for one and the other one there, it doesn't matter to you. Then your principle becomes defective because you are being partisan. That is what I don't want us to use to govern our state. Yes, because for what has happened and what I was telling my brother that for the discussion I was doing, it was based on only two things. That the Ofori-Atta needs to come and account for his citizenship, but government too needs to play it in a way that it will not give the accused person an excuse to stay away. That is all that I'm trying to say. Yeah.
Because that is what he's doing there, trying to give justification why he doesn't want to come.
Right.
Yes.
We stayed Prof for long. I don't know if Professor Sari has joined, or back on stream, but Professor Inchi, can you hear me? Hello, Prof. Professor Inchi.
Maybe he's going to a lecture hall.
Right. So,
on the issue of diplomacy, my brother brought up the Venezuela issue. In the first place, that act by the U.S. was wrong. You cannot, as a president of another nation, you just give an order for your special troops to enter another country and carry and convey and bring out a sitting president, then take him to your country. Who does that? Nobody does that. So it was for the world to come out to say that, look, Mr. Trump, you were wrong. You can't do that. It's like we being in Ghana here, then all of a sudden, the French will send somebody to come and kidnap President Mahama. That's because of A, B, and C. Even if he did something wrong, that is not the procedure. Yes, you have to pass through the International Criminal Court. So I don't really get it. So that was wrong. So ATTOH came out through the ministry to write that, look, what you did is against international law. So we are demanding that you return Maduro to Venezuela. That was a letter.
I'll give some few minutes.
Yes. So for me,
to react.
For my orientation, we shouldn't allow. Though people think America is bigger and they are richer than us, but we shouldn't allow them to bully us. You see, when it comes to diplomacy, at a point in time, the United States revoked the non-immigrant visa. They did it 5 months. and there was an issue. Okujato, there was a banter somewhere where Okujato wrote to one of their senators, and after a week time, they revoked that approach, and later, we don't know what happened. They said other people came to say that because we agreed to take some refugees.
Other people came to say that is what.
No, but you know this issue. It was put to Okujato. He said that was not the reason. If you could remember, then they reversed the issue back to the 5 years. The people are saying that, hey, not Trump for him there. He's a transactional person. He's very transactional. So when you do anything against him, he will retaliate. My point is that if we, as a country, he sees that we are so weak, he will continue bullying us. If he sees that we can also buy it. Because for me, I feel that, look, as we stand here, we have a US base in Ghana here. You know that?
Yeah.
And this issue, when it was coming, we fought it, we the Nkrumahs, because we think that, no, why should we have American base in Ghana? We fought it tooth and nail, but it happened. And we were even more surprised when it happened under the NDC, because we thought that they should know better. But all the same, it happened. So we thought that that is even our bargaining chip.
Right.
That you have a base in our country. So there are certain things we also have the right to talk against you if you go wrong. So that is why I was telling my brother, they will run up. Don't be a fear, because if you do that, they will see that we are so weak and they will bully us the more.
Yeah, Alex.
My brother has made a point, and I think his point is valid. But what I want to say is,
Yes.
when you are in a community, we are in a community of nations.
Sure.
We have seniors when it comes to muzzles. Some people have bigger muzzles than others. So when something happens among the top, the most macho among all the macho men, none of the other macho men are talking. No. Then you, the lean man, you are the one making noise. Let me tell my brother, you don't even have roots. You don't even have, you can't even supply water to your citizens. You can't even supply water to your citizens. Let me make my point. You can't even supply water. You can't even supply electricity. It's just you have very basic. Let me wait so that you ask me your question. No, let me wait so that you ask me your question. You see, you have very fundamental things you have to deal with. Venezuela, Ghana. If US have taken over Venezuela and we don't want, is the letter we've issued? Is that what will stop US from going ahead
But
with?
It comes out to make a bold statement.
Oh,
It
my
tells
brother,
you
my
where
brother,
the stand position on
international issues.
there are certain, you know,
You sends a signal.
So no, we have to be emotionally intelligent. Be an
you
emotional.
you think that we are flexing our muscle?
We don't even have the muscle that we are flexing. Be emotionally intelligent in the diplomatic sector is you have to act in such a way that at the end of the day, the benefit will be to your people will be benefited. That is all that Trump is doing. You know, all that President Trump is doing is to make sure that he gets resources for his people. You going to fight America over Venezuela? What is the benefit Ghanaians are going to get? That is where the issue is.
Right.
So in diplomacy, you don't just go and be fighting the whole world for the world. All your fight must inure to the benefit of your people. What benefit are we getting from this fight that we are fighting Trump
This one is
for Venezuela?
It's just issued a statement.
It's just making a stance.
And the stance was made very clear that we disagree. Unless you agree with the adoption of Mono.
How many countries? We have 200 about 200 countries in the world. What did they say?
But not African countries.
Thank you.
Most of them were
Thank
European.
you.
But
You
I
see?
saw a statement from the AU. And I felt the AU statement was too weak. So I like it.
So that should tell you that we, all of us, should have written our statement through AU statement.
Precisely. But AU then came out. It's a very weak statement.
That is the realistic statement.
But when you
for our situation as Africa.
You see, my brother,
Because
when you do that, it makes the continent so weak.
Brother,
That's my proposition.
Europe together, you know that
so weak.
You know that Europe together.
Manipulate anytime he wants.
You know that Europe together.
Yes.
I can say it's bigger than the US.
Okay, they are together.
Let's advance
Europe together.
Let's
So if even Europe,
but they came out to disagree with him.
What did they say?
Can we answer that?
What did they say?
Just one or two of them.
All right, so let's move on.
At least our time
land on your
it was
time.
only Macron who came to support that. What he did was
all that I want to say is in this our time as a state, we should have the progress or the opportunities or whatever will benefit our citizens as our main priority. We shouldn't be out there doing things that will affect our citizens. This is where the stage we are as a country. That is what I want to say. Yeah.
Let's add this to our discussion.
Sure.
Also connected with the NPP as well, right? Because at the end of this month, is it January 31st?
Yeah,
the NPP goes into Congress, early Congress. You know, others have described it as building the house from the roof to the down, from up to bottom. They see it as a leadership crisis, so trying to deal with the leadership crisis first before any other thing. So they go into an early Congress. And it's even against the party's own, internal, democratic principles, where they started from the top to the down, right? So that was just a little background. So 31st, they're going to elect a flag bearer to lead the party into 2028 and beyond. And we have 5 candidates, okay? At the back of what is happening with Ken's issues, people are beginning to ask questions as to whether the NPP can stand the test of time. At the back of what, the cases that are coming out of Ken Ofori-Atta's detention in ICE, they think that the party must come out officially to make a stance on it and call Ken back to account. So a whole lot of things are happening. The 5 candidates, if the production team can let's have the 5 candidates on screen, those who are coming up for the flag bearership, position. We are told that Kennedy Ohene-Agyapong is currently leading the race. Others share a different opinion. But obviously, it raises leadership concerns within the new patriotic party. And I want to start with you. So those are the gentlemen vying for the flag bearership slot. Dr. Yaw Educhum, former education minister. And then you have Engineer Kwabena Agyapong. You have Brian Champon, you have the former Vice President, Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia, and then Kennedy Ohene-Agyapong. So 5, stalwarts of the party. Oh, he's a doctor. Oh, okay. So Dr. Brian Champon, right? Dr. Brian Champon, right? He's also there. So how are arrangements going so far? Let me start off with you on that. No, I want to start with. I decide who talks first.
I just got worried at your comment that we going to elect a presidential candidate first goes against our party's own internal democratic. No, I don't think our party laws bars us from doing this first. No.
Okay.
So that is just by the way. But it's true. We have 5 people.
What was the routine?
Precedence.
Do you elect
and laws.
Do you elect in the past? Had you elected flag bearers ahead of the base? Look about the representations at the various grassroots level. Is that the case?
The principle is
no. Is that the case?
No.
I will let you proceed.
I'm coming.
But you came at me, so I want you to.
Yeah, I will respond to you. The principle is, in this your statement is breaking of law.
No. Is that the case or not?
As for how, sometimes in the morning when I wake up, I bath before I take my breakfast.
You are not answering.
Some other times.
Has that been the case where you have elected flag bearers?
Dave, you ask me a question. Allow me to answer you at my best of abilities. Sometimes when I wake up in the morning, I take my bath before I take my breakfast. There are certain times too, I take my breakfast before I take my bath. It breaks no law. That is exactly what the MPP is doing. Sometimes they do polling station executive reorganization. Then they come to electoral
When was the
area.
last time such incident happening in the NP?
There is always a first time. MPP
right.
is
so
going
that
to
answers,
MPP
that
is
answers
going to
my
be
question.
MPP
right.
is going to be there if God doesn't come in the next 1,000 years. MPP is going to be there for 1,000 years, and things will be changing all along. They will be having first time for things. This is the first time we are doing presidential before the rest. So, but in that case, still we have not broken any of our party's laws.
Proceed. So you've answered my question.
So thank you. So now we have, we have seen, we have 5 people contending. On 31st January, we are going to have our primaries, and it is going to be on constituency level. We have centers in all constituencies where the voting is going to take place from 7 a.m. to 2 p.m. and it is for all delegates who are from the polling station to the highest level of the party. So what happens is everybody is required to approach the polling area with an identity card.
Right.
The
Because of
identity
time, I want
card-
us to move into the beef of the matter.
Oh, okay,
Right.
okay.
Right.
Okay, so what is the beef that you want me to talk about?
Looking
So that-
at the gentleman there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you want me to?
There's been that concern that has been raised that these are gentlemen who are campaigning. It's an internal, party, but normally to reflect on the national scene.
Sure.
The complaint is that they are campaigning within the party structures. None has made any commitment towards national issues, especially at the back of Ken's issue. I haven't heard, any of them speak to national issues.
Oh, okay.
And I'm saying this because whatever happens in the NDC and the NPP must be of primary concern to every citizen of Ghana, because at the end of the day, we anticipate that whoever you elect is a potential president of the Republic of Ghana, right? Yeah. Okay, so whatever goes on there is, paramount importance to everybody. They've not spoken to national issues. It's all about, bickering within, and these are facts.
Okay, let me respond to you. I think yours is rather not the fact. If you take Honorable Kenneth Japan, he made mention that his vision is to create jobs, to go into industrialization, to create jobs for to cure the unemployment problem of the country. If you come to Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, His Excellency, he also made mention that he is looking at even budgeting, the national budgeting, whereby budgets will be done from district or constituency level. The budgets that will be read nationally will come down from the grassroots into the national level. So these are national issues. They are going. He is looking at it to use to cure national problem of development, because sometimes you can see developments taking place, and some constituencies and districts have nothing, and some have plenty. But when the national budget is drawn in such a way that every constituency, maybe government can say that in the coming year we are going to construct 5,000 kilometers of roads, then we divide it up among the 276 constituencies. Maybe 276 constituencies, everybody will get 5 kilometers of road. So in your budget, you show which part of your roads that are important to you, that you need the state to take care of this year. So that is what he is looking at, developing the whole country holistically, how that one could be tackled. The rest, because it is a delegate conference or it's a delegate election, they are telling the delegates how the party will have to take care of the party's folks, so that they will also, it wouldn't end up like when people are voted into power, they take care of themselves and their families and their friends, and the people who do the leg work for the party all along don't always remain poorer than even they were as at the time they voted for leadership. So that is what the rest, most of them are, because it is a delegate election, they are making sure that the delegates will know how progressive or developmental they think about them. Yeah. So there are national issues among them, and there are also internal issues in their messages.
You remember?
Well, the stage is set less than how many weeks, Christ? No, less than 2 weeks.
Before you come in, you said there are polls that they say Honorable Kennedy Pond is winning. Is that, you said that?
Yes.
Yeah.
The other polls too, that shows the other way.
So
yes.
For me, seriously,
You're on the ground, who is winning?
I know where it stands. Please,
you know where it stands.
Polls and prophecies. Yeah. Me, I am a grounds person. I am an operations person.
Yeah.
So I don't.
Okay.
If I will take any poll serious, it is my internal polling that I will take seriously. Yeah.
Okay. So all is set. You know, before they came out with this new arrangement of flag bearer first, the notion was that, not that maybe it's against their consent, the notion was that when you do this kind of arrangements, the pro-Bawumia people are more in the setup as in the regional constituency. They are more there. Yeah. So it will immune to the benefits of Alhaji Bawumia. Yes, well, that was what it was on the ground. Then the other group, initially, they didn't agree to it, but they went to their NEC, and NEC made a determination on the matter that they've not broken any law. So they should stick to what they plan to do. Fair enough. So now we have these 5 gentlemen. As it stands now, I'm also a political animal. I have friends across their party from all the regions. Yes, as a national organizer.
Except me.
Maybe now, yes. So don't worry. So I have friends all across their board, region to region. And I can tell you in authority, it's a straight 2-horse race between Alhaji Bawumia and Detention of Ofori-Atta.
Dr. will not be happy with.
Oh no, but that is the fact. We are on the ground. We are all operational people. You know what it is. He might put some reasonable votes in the Eastern region. Yes, because that's his home region. I expect a very good show from him in the Eastern region. Apart from that, it will be no show nowhere. So for me, it's a 2-horse race, straightforward. But as it stands now, I know who is going to win.
Say I want you say
no, I know who's going to win. Alhaji Bawumia is going to win, and it might be a margin maybe more than 60%, because surprisingly, all the constituencies they've all taken a position now that look, he only wins once. We want to give him a second chance. That to be so unfair to give him only one try.
Have they been whipped into position?
I don't know how it happened, but that is what is prevailing now.
Whipped by who?
That is what is prevailing now.
When we were in
so
government, we are not in government. So
I only get to ask the question.
So don't be surprised. Don't be surprised. I don't know how it is happening, but as the days are getting closer, people have made their decisions. Initially, I was thinking the thing was this way and that way. But moving here, I've seen that no. All of them are pointing towards a particular direction. But for me, is their party. They have to make a decision and bring a candidate to compete in the 2028 elections. What it is that the 2028 elections is going to be a very tough election for all the opposition parties. It's not going to be an easy election for us.
All elections are always tough.
Well. I know why I say this will be very tough for us. Because if things remain same and things don't change drastically, and the NDC doesn't misbehave, and they go per what they are doing, it becomes very difficult for us, all of us, CPP, all the other parties. Because when that happens, it means your political message, you have it difficult. Yeah. Yes, your propaganda, your machine, everything becomes very, shortened for you. You don't know which angle to pass. But all the same, I wish all of them well. But as I've said, that is my prediction. And being a grassroots man myself, I understand. I understand where it is heading towards. I'll be very surprised as it stands now that if Alhaji doesn't turn up to win the elections. Because as said, constituency officers, regional electoral area coordinators, Even my own Abelebe, I know some of their coordinators. When you talk to them, I know where it is going. But Dave, don't be surprised if Greater Accra becomes a serious battlefield where it becomes 50-50. Don't be surprised, especially in Greater Accra. Because Greater Accra, the views are very diverse as compared to the other regions. Right. Don't be surprised. Greater Accra here, it can be 50-50 or kind of bit after Greater Accra.
You know.
But you see, by all the other places, as you said, maybe I'll use your word, you've ripped them in line proper. So, by you know. Oh, Charlie, by you know. By who? Honorable, like you, for example. The people love you in your constituency. Yes. When you talk to them, they will listen. Yeah. So when you call your coordinator and say, hey, Charlie, your coordinator here, you flip them in the line. No. That's what we are saying.
No, that is not whipping.
So,
this political case we're talking about, if when you see, politics is about opportunities. Because people, it is not like church that they will say that it's only when you die that you will meet your opportunity. But in politics, it is physical opportunities. So if there are opportunities around, and you, Dave, you don't give anybody.
Maybe you get to give them.
He gives me some. And there is time for election. Who will I listen to?
Oh, the one that gives.
So I've done my work long ago.
So that is it. Yeah, so my dad, we flip your voice in line indirectly.
No. It is me doing my work long ago. So sometimes I won't even tell you, but because you know I'm here,
automatically you are lying.
You know when that thing happens.
It means that I know that when honorable is well, I'm also well. Automatically translate to me. So me, I call it whipping in line.
No, it is not whipping.
let me go across Zoom and see if we can see Professor A.G. and then he will give us his last wrap-up words. Prof, can you hear me? Hello, Prof. Professor A.G. Please raise Prof back on Zoom and let's get his wrap-up words before we rise. So, all right, Prof. Okay, yes.
So, as I'm saying, I'm not agreeing with him because I know whipping. And I know, I know whipping.
Okay, Prof is back online. Prof.
Yes.
Yeah, thank you so much for, staying on.
I'll charge you $1,000.56.
My guest here will help me pay, right, so that you hold me. We're looking at the NPP, upcoming NPP presidential primaries, and we're looking at the issues around their leadership, paths that they've taken. You are a governance expert. What does that tell, the posture they've adopted, the top-up, the top-down, approach? You also look at the candidates who are involved, the 5 gentlemen who are vying for the flag bearership, position. What does that, tell you as an expert in governance?
I think that sometimes our wealth, our money, our gold, silver, or diamonds is not as worth as our story. And if you look at what is going on, you ask, what is the story that NPP is telling? I do guidance and counseling, and I was counseling some married couples. And they have 5 children, but something happened and they had to separate. So I was trying to bring them together, and the woman told me something that struck me. She said, Prof, so we can't come back. It means that they went extreme in being feisty, insulting each other, so they can't come back. That is my worry in MPP. The way insults are flying, people are being intimidated, and all the things that is going on. If you don't take care after the primaries, you might not be able to get somebody to support you in campaigning nationally. The top-down approach was wrong. If you look at MPP tradition, normally by December of 2026, which is 24 months before election, is when they elect their flag bearer. So they came early to January instead of December. Then, instead of going to the polling stations, the constituencies, the regions, and the national to select officers who select the flag bearer for the party, they decided to do it the other way around. It's just like you wearing your suit first before the shirt and then the singlet on top of it. That is wrong. But A, that is MPP and that is the way they want to go. That has brought a lot of division in the party. So I think that moving forward, this election, it is very simple and straightforward. Bawumia is going to win. But if he wins, you know, in a way that Ken's supporters are not intimidated, because it is designed for Bawumia to win, he's going to win. Forget about the prophecies and every research and everything. This is simple governance trend. Bawumia is going to win. Now, when Bawumia wins, it's the onus is going to rest on him as to how to bring the others, Ken team together. Remember, Alan went from the same thing of intimidation and others. If Ken leaves, and I would advise Ken not to leave, because when he stays and Bawumia loses the national one in 2028, then Ken has the opportunity to come back, so he shouldn't leave. But if Ken leaves, then he can also join Alan, so that the UP will be it, Ken and then Alan. So if they don't take it, there's going to be a lot of divisions. But the approach and what is going on, I ask myself, what are the elders in the party?
All right, so that's a question you are putting out there. But
Yes.
is the NPP able to resonate, you know, with the Ghanaian populace? Let's say after the primaries, you have predicted Bawumia to win hands down. Is he able to relate? You know, I'm just looking beyond. Is he able to relate to the Ghanaian populace? And that should even tell the membership of the NPP what choice or what candidate they should vote for.
If you look at the trend, it's Dankwa Buzia Dombo tradition. So Dankwa has, you know, won Nanado 8 years. He stayed in Eastern region for 20 years. Nanado went three times without winning, and he's been 8 years winning. So it will not come back to Eastern region. Now is the turn of the Dombos. So if given the opportunity now, if Bawumia don't win, he has lost the first one. If he wins this, and I'm telling you he's going to win, it's just easy. Once he wins, there's going to be that kind of division. If he's not able to bring people together, then he might not be able to sell himself. Because one key aspect of governance is likability. Is he liked by the people? And the thing that he said in the past, he himself has said that he wished he had not said those things. He has said a lot of things. You know, if the fundamentals are weak, the exchange rate will expose you. And look at the exchange rate now and the exchange rate at his time. There have been many excuses, and the excuses that he gave, governance is a collective effort. When things were not going on well, he attributed it to Nanado's style, that he was not involved. Now, when we talk about the gold and everything, gold for dollar, he's talking about giving him a credit for it. But everybody should know that that gold for the dollar denari is coming from the books of Muammar Gaddafi. That was Gaddafi's idea for African unity. So there are a lot of things that have gone on. I think that the insult should stop. They should stop that kind of, you know, being feisty and agitative and insulting everybody. That will not help. But moving forward, when they elect the flag bearer, looking at the economy now, the way the dollar is, the way the exchange rate, the way the inflation is, the way everything is, the economy in particular, fuel prices, people are still going to look at the way of the NDC. So if Bawumia loses the 2028 elections, whoever wins for NDC will have to spend another 8 years. And that becomes dangerous for the MPP now. So they have to do their homework well, making sure that they select the candidate who can ruffle the feathers of NDC.
Lastly, before you go, you talked about, you know, the insults, the intimidation, and the rest. The statement that have been made by some of the candidates who are vying for the flag bearership. Is that going to weaponize the NDC? Let's say if Bawumia should win, would that weaponize the NDC's campaign?
Yes, the internet never forgets. So whatever they are saying, you can just Google and get it, all the videos, and it will be used against them. That is why I said earlier that Bawumia himself said he wished he had not said the thing that he said. He asked Mr. Atta 172 questions, economic questions. Now ask Bawumia the same questions now. Will he be able to answer? You know, so sometimes it's easy to ask questions. And Voltaire said that judge a person by the quality of their questions, not the quality of their answers. So was his 172 questions quality questions? If they were quality questions, then he should be able to answer them now. But NDC is doing what MPP wished they would have done. Because if you look at the economy now and what MPP did, clearly it means that NDC, comparably, NDC have done a better job within a year. But we are still watching to see how there will be that kind of consistency in these policies, and then the outcome reflect in the pockets of Ghanaians.
Thank you so much, Prof, for your time. It's
Thank you.
it's
Have a great day.
very early in the morning. I know it's around 3 or 4 in the US, the
Yes.
states where you are. And really appreciate you waking up this dawn and speaking to us.
But before you go quickly, one thing that I have to say, the court adjourning Ofori-Atta's case to the 27th of April means that Arise Ghana can be there until the 27th of April. US will deal with theirs first before they hand it over to Ghana. So Ofori-Atta will come to Ghana either forced or willingly, but it might be after the adjourned case will be heard in America before he comes.
Right. Thank you so much, Prof, for your time. Really appreciate
Thank
you.
you.
Time. My time is gone. Maybe 1 minute, and then we wrap up. And I have messages to read. I have a lot. So just 1 minute, and then we wrap up.
You go first, then I go last.
I'm just going to make 1 or 2 comments on what Prof said. Prof said that MPP normally votes from grassroots to the top. But you and I know that there is nothing static in life.
Leave me out.
Life is okay. Maybe for you everything is static. But for me, there is nothing static in life. Right. Life is very dynamic. So at every time you look at the situation and the environment you are in, and then you forge your decisions. Right. Yeah, MPP as a party looked at the way disruptions were made in 2023. And that is what informed the decision of coming up with an early election for the presidential primaries so that we can do away with. Because if you look at it, you can see some particular contestants don't care about the future of the party. Theirs is doing the damage that Prof spoke about, right, which makes the way forward very difficult. So if we had waited until the end of 2026 or early 2027 to do this, the time span to even get these things, these cracks patched up again before going to 2028, which we all agree that 2028 is not going to be an easy election. It will not be in the interest of the MPP. Right. So this decision of NEC to go into this, to do this early, is the best for the party. And he says everyone is insulting. Not all the aspirants are insulting. Right. It's only one person who is out there insulting everyone. Because I've listened to Dr. Educhum. I've never heard him insulting. I've listened to Engineer Okwamene Ejepong. I never heard him insulting anyone. Right. Dr. Mahmoud Baumia he had so much message that he doesn't even finish within his time to even mention somebody's name. So for us to generalize it, I think generalization here wouldn't work. It is only one candidate who is out there insulting. For whatever reason, we don't know.
On that score, I disagree with him because it's not the candidate per se, it's their followers. And as I told you, it's a 2-horse race. The camp of Kennedy Ohene Japan and the camp of Bamia. You go on social media, we see it all the time. The kind of insult they are throwing out there. And we are also recording and keeping the receipts. Because come with me, all of us will be in one big race in 2028. Right. And these are the things that will throw back at them. So it's not about the personas, it's about their camp and the kind of insults they are spewing out on social media.
Revelations.
And the revelations, right? Take revelations. So that one, they have a lot of work to do after the 31st to patch up. If not,
those who are buying pickups and throwing money here and there.
It is not easy.
So these are all,
yes, so there are a lot of revelations out there. So at the 31st, they have to patch up quickly. If not, they are there.
Let me do 1 or 2 messages and then we'll be out of here. This is from Philip Abuchi. He writes, the public office holders must learn from Mr. Ofori-Atta's detention. This is a very great lesson to those who think they can do anything and run to hide themselves. David Asante writes on Facebook, good morning, I'm a cocoa farmer. Because of Ofori-Atta's mismanagement of the economy, we cocoa farmers can't be paid since December for the rot he did with the loan, with the purchase of cocoa of cocoa to find money to pay us. Baba Salifu writes, these NPP hypocrites, doesn't this guy understand that bail quantum is relative to amount stolen and or the propensity for the accused to flee from justice? Didn't his NPP jail Victor Salome, who have to be different? Very annoying. All right, cool it down. Alhaji Haruna from Ashaiman writes, the minority should rather channel their energy in bringing Ken Ofori-Atta to come and account for his stewardship as finance minister. So President Mahama should ignore them. This is from Alhaji Haruna in Ashaiman. Okay, let's do WhatsApp 1 or 2 and then we are done. Okay. This one, good morning, Pan-African TV. The NPP man is not fair to Ghanaians. They will remain in perpetual opposition. Look at how he is comparing his personal activities with the party structures. They should wait after this election and the elections of their party executive. They will have known their level. Timothy. Sami Accra. Ofori-Atta is looking for an opportunity to say his trial will be political. This picketing involving top politicians from different shades of our political landscape will be fueling these perceptions. That's your opinion. From Kwablavi of Pokwasi, Benghazi, the demonstration by the pressure group in front of the U.S. Embassy demanding for Ken Ofori-Atta's return to Ghana is in the right direction. It pains NPP politicians. That is why they say the demonstration is needless. Kwablabi from Benghazi. Good morning, David. Is the NPP saying we should sit quietly to be bullied because it's America? Now I understand why these same people told their colonial masters that we are not ready for independence. This National Press Conference Party, NPP, are just not patriotic African citizens. Bibi Musuku. All right. Let's do this one. The last one. Tomaya Mankraso. Ken Ofori-Atta's running away from Ghana in accountability is enough evidence of how he heavily mismanaged Ghana's finances and caused financial loss to the state. It also confirms how corrupt the Nana Addo Bawumia NPP government was. But the U.S. court expedites the case and deports him to come and face justice. He says NPP never again. Tomaya in Mankraso. Okay, this one just came in last one. I don't know why almost all candidates vying to lead the NPP into 2028 keep attacking one another just to look so polished in the eyes of delegates, forgetting the gravamen of some of their actions, utterances, and its diverse repercussions. If it's not about money, it's about what makes one so important. This is from Festus in Pokwasi. Okay, so I think that should do for today. Okay, thank you so much, Yerimambu. Thank you. I'm not in the position to tell you that, right?
Thousands of messages.
They
should select well for you. They should select well.
For who?
Those who select the messages that you should read.
Oh no, I'm reading here. Nobody is selecting.
Seriously.
No, here.
Seriously.
No, here. I'm not selecting any message.
Let me tell you the truth.
That's I want you to no.
It is a very respectable.
I want you to take. No, I will be glad if you take that back because nobody is sending me or selecting messages.
But it's like,
because I'm reading. You can see from here. So it's an unfair accusation.
It is always like that.
It's an unfair
accusation.
Should I show you the messages? No, Alex. Should I show you the messages?
They are still coming.
No, see, they are still coming. So I'm reading directly from the platform.
All of them will be against you.
All right. So we take an exception. We take an exception from the comments you made because I read the comments as they come on our platform. So thank you so much. Thank you so much, Alex Mate. He is a former NPP parliamentary candidate for the Ningo Pram Pram constituency. My name is David OTOKUNOR. God willing, I'll see you same time tomorrow. Have a very productive day. Bye. No, here.
Truly African.